Welcome back. If you think you want to retire in the next couple of years, are you really ready? Well, joining us now is Annetta Carter, the CEO of Magnolia Financial Strategies, an East Texas retirement planning firm. Annetta is also the popular radio and podcast show host of The Retirement Message. How are you?
I'm good. Glad to be back with you today.
Yes, glad to have you. You always have such great tips for us. And so today we're learning about retirement even more. So how do you know if you're really ready for retirement?
You know, I think if you don't do it every day and you're not someone that works in the industry like I do, you really should sit down with a professional. And it's probably not something that you need to DIY for sure. I think one of the reasons for that is because when you retire, you face a whole different set of roadblocks than you were facing when you were accumulating and working. It's very, very different. And so you have to be aware of what those roadblocks are and be able to prepare for those.
Yes. And so, you know, what should be on our retirement checklist?
I think it's most important that you have a really reliable income plan. That paycheck that's dropping in, just like clockwork, is not going to drop in once you retire unless you have a plan for it. And so we have to replace that reliable income plan. That's how we budget. That's how we spend money. That's how we have our comfort level of just doing life. I think beyond that, there are other things we really need to look at that are equally as important, such as a really good tax strategy. I think we also need to make sure that we have a plan for any type of long-term care. It is probably the biggest threat to retirement today, and I think that is something that is very important. And then beyond that, we also need to make sure that we always plan for inflation. Inflation is going to happen almost every year. We have very few years out there where we see a 0 year of inflation. And so that is something that you always have to factor in when you're looking at retirement.
Yes. Now, you mentioned tax strategy, so let's talk about that for a minute. You know, what could potential savings look like over the course of a retirement?
You know, I think with the great bull run that we've had, what we have seen happen over time is that we have these huge 401k accounts now. And that could be a blessing and a curse, because now we have all these pre-tax accounts where no taxes have been paid on any of this money, which we've been so fortunate to accumulate for retirement. And now we have to figure out how to pay those taxes over time. And my fear is, with all of the national debt that we have, all of the problems with the social programs like Social Security and Medicare, and no fixes on the horizon, that taxes really are going to be a part of what is going to fix some of these programs. And we're going to see higher taxes in the future. So if you were planning on paying maybe 15 or 20% of your 401k to the IRS, it could be a lot higher tax bracket that you're looking at.
Yes, and you know, leaving a legacy is very important to a lot of people. So what needs to be top of mind, you know, in terms of the money we set aside for loved ones?
So if you leave your IRA or your pre-tax money to your spouse, it just becomes their IRA, okay? So that's easy. There's really not a lot of big tax problems with something like that. But when it comes to leaving money to a non-spouse beneficiary, such as children, before 2020, they could open an inherited IRA and they could stretch those taxes over their lifetime. And so it would allow them to not have this huge tax burden in the beginning. However, after 2020, everything changed. And so if you inherit money as a non-spouse beneficiary now, you only have 10 years to pay those taxes.
Oh, wow.
And that is a really big burden, because a lot of times the kids are inheriting that money when they're in their peak earning years. And so taxes are higher anyway.
Yes. And so what are the most common mistakes you're seeing retirees make right now?
I think one of the things is taking debt into retirement. It is really advisable to have as much debt paid down as possible, including your house. If that's not possible, I would say that's the only debt you need to carry into retirement, and make sure you have that refinanced to the lowest rate you can possibly get. And beyond that, I would say possibly just taking too much risk in retirement. People have a risk tolerance when they're accumulating that is different, or needs to be different, than when they're retiring. And fortunately, there are portfolios out there that are managed that actually manage volatility inside of them. So if any of your income is coming from a volatile portfolio, it's really important that that volatility is inside of a portfolio that's managed automatically, so you don't see the big swings up and the big swings down while you're trying to take income from your portfolio.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
I really enjoyed being here as always.
Yes, already. And for more information, you can go to that website right there on your screen. And so for you at home, if you want to make sure you're ready to retire, Annetta has an offer for you. For the first 5 callers with a portfolio of $250,000 or greater, she's offering a complimentary retirement plan just for you. This will allow Annetta to sit down with you personally and provide you with a roadmap, analyzing where you are right now and discuss your best steps to really get ready for a confident retirement. We'll call the number now, 903-354-8600. Again, 903-354-8600. And coming up next, CWF Wrestling is here to share about their event happening at True Vine.